This is the beginning of the summers, and this is a perfect time to start your pepper seedlings. So I have saved some Poblano pepper seeds from last year, so I'm going to plant them today. So I have this planter. I like to use a divided planter so that whatever saplings are growing in one pot, if I remove them, the others are not disturbed. So this has good drainage at the bottom, and the soil is mostly coco peat, like 4 parts coco peat, half part or 1 part perlite, and half part compost. So for seeds to germinate, they need moist soil and warmth. So to keep the soil moist, coco peat helps because it stays moist for a long time. And seeds don't need that much of nutrition because they don't have roots. So once the saplings start to grow, then of course when you transplant them, you can plant them in a place where you have a lot of compost in the soil. So here are the seeds. They are really tiny. So I have removed some of the soil from the top, and I'm just going to scatter a few seeds in each of these pots. Now I'm going to cover it with more soil. So the rule of thumb is that the soil on top should be 4 times in thickness over the seeds. So bigger the seed, the deeper they go. And now I'm going to water it thoroughly so that all the soil is completely wet, and I'm going to keep it inside because it needs the warmth, and outside it is still cold, so it is better to keep them inside. It's been about 2 weeks that we planted these Poblano pepper seeds, and a few of them have grown, and in the daytime I bring them outside to give them some sunlight. They are in a partial sun area where they get some sunlight and some shade, so that way they will grow healthy. If you keep them inside, then they may become leggy. So sunlight is necessary, but not too harsh because they are still delicate. It's been about 3 weeks that we planted these seeds, and they're growing happily. They are outside in partial sun, and I just make sure that the soil stays moist all the time, but other than that they are growing. But they still don't have true leaves, so I'm still waiting for them to grow, and then I can transplant them. So it's been 6 weeks, and our pepper saplings are doing pretty nicely. So now I'm going to just transplant them. So in this container, I'm just going to put 2 of these. So like this one has this big one and one small one. So I'm going to just take this out. Here, the roots are pretty nice. I'm just going to dig a hole and put it here and just press it around it so that there are no air pockets. Now this one looks small. So one thing I forgot to tell you was that how do you decide that it's time to transplant the sapling? So if you look at this sapling, so the first 2 leaves are the seed leaves, and then the next 2 leaves are the true leaves. So before you transplant, at least 2 true leaves must be there. So there should be at least 4 leaves, 2 seed leaves and 2 true leaves. Now this one has even more true leaves are coming, so it is definitely time. And of course they are about 3.5 inches tall, so they can be easily transplanted. So I think because this pod has only 2 plants, I'm going to take this out. And look at the because this has two plants, you can see that the roots are much more than this one. That one had one very small plant and one good big plant. So just dig a hole, and as you can tell that soil is pretty crumbly, because that's what you need for good root growth. If the soil has a lot of clay, then the roots, they cannot freely just grow anywhere. So that's about it. So two things you have to remember. First, that always transplant in the evening so that the saplings don't get a shock, because if you do it in the morning and then they get full sun, they are already disturbed because you move them from their original location to a new location, and then they have full sun. That's not good. So you always do it in the evening. Second thing is acclimatize the plant. So these saplings, I left them here from last 2-3 days, so they are pretty acclimatized. Otherwise, suppose you were growing these saplings inside and now you just put them outside, they will be in shock because it may be cooler, it may be warmer, whatever. So you want to make sure that they get acclimatized. So when you are acclimatizing, put the plant here, and maybe if it is too hot, just move it out a little bit, put it in the shade. So do that a few times, and within few days they'll be okay. So I'm going to just water it a little bit, and then I'll keep you posted how these saplings are doing. So it's been a few weeks that we planted these Poblano peppers, and they seem to be growing fine. They haven't really flourished a lot, but they're growing, so I can't really complain. So our Poblano pepper plants have grown about 3.5 feet tall, and now I see a few flowers here. So everywhere, and I also see the peppers developing. You can see the pepper developing. So this is one, this is one, this is another one, the back. So at least 3 peppers I can see they have started developing. The rest are all flowers. Look at these peppers. They are growing so big. They are still going to grow bigger than this. They are about 3 inches long and probably 1.5 inch in width. And there are many more small ones all over. And there are more flowers coming. So if you look at these plants now, these peppers have grown really big. So this one is ready for sure. I'm going to just pick it. Look at this. It's about 4 inches long, dark green Poblano pepper. So beautiful, so shiny. And, these are almost ready too. Probably, this one I can pick too. And there are so many more growing, even on that side. If you look at this, this is one, there's another one. Okay, so many leaves. So many of them are growing. So slowly we can keep on harvesting these and enjoy as long as they last. So just like any other vegetable, they require a lot of sun, good rich soil, a lot of water, and they'll be just happy and keep producing these peppers. So I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. And I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. Bye.